Hi there, this is Toby Green and you're listening to The Green Room with Tom Green and Jacob Gaynor. Stay tuned.
Oh, coffee's for a week for that, mate.
Thomas, should we just get straight to the elephant in the room?
And what's that? Did you have a mishap on the weekend?
We didn't. Let's just address what everyone's tuning in for, shall we? The free kick. What did you make of it? McAndrew versus Max King.
Well, the AFL
Were the Suns robbed?
The AFL cleared that one up, didn't they? Didn't they say that
I think that was the one they got wrong. They said yours. So before we get into it, let's obviously welcome Hawthorn fans to the podcast. Inundated with comments saying that they're in particularly looking forward to this episode. A few comments that we can't repeat. Might I say, as someone who...
We love passionate supporters.
Mate, absolutely we do. But there becomes a line, and Hawthorn fans were crossing it because...
What are they saying?
I have never received so many messages and comments after a loss ever.
They're up and about though. I mean, the Hawks are going well, so obviously they're
Hashtag Flag Hawk.
Yeah, they're Flag Hawk. I've even said. They're entitled to be up and about. Their team's going well, and it's obviously been a few lean years for them. So no surprise when they win a few that they're fired up. But
yeah, no, it's great to see. But we should address the weekend, Tom. You did a press conference this morning.
Yep.
I thought you answered it very well, very maturely.
Diplomatically.
Yep, that's a better word. But this is more your platform to really echo your true emotions and feelings. The free kick, for those that missed the game.
Are we going to clip this up until this will come in now? Yeah,
I'll clip it. I might get you to say some outrageous things throughout the show and then clip it like that's your answer.
Yeah. So, so obviously the free kick, I don't know. Like what I said, actually, I do agree with. Like, I'm obviously not an objective opinion, so like my opinion's not worth much, and I'm also not an umpire, so like I don't think my opinion is necessarily worth heaps. My only things that I've sort of offered on it are, I think James Sicily is, I know he's a well-renowned, long, accurate kick, and so I think if I don't come and try and put some pressure on him, that he's every chance of kicking that goal, and he ended up kicking it out on the full, so I think that I'm not sure that he does that if I'm not pressuring him. And yeah, it's a tough one. I also don't think that I would do something. Not that I don't think. I know I'm not going to do something that is going to jeopardize us winning the game. So if I had have known, like I wouldn't have done it if I had have known it was going to be a free kick. If I thought that I was going to lose us the game, I wouldn't have done it. If that makes sense. So like, I feel like my decision making in terms of the action, I thought, I feel like I'd done similar stuff earlier in the game, and it had been play on. But like I said in that press conference, I also get that like umpiring is a tough gig, and I'm obviously not an objective opinion. Mine is incredibly subjective. So my opinion is probably not worth a whole heap.
Okay, and I actually haven't seen you since the game. I haven't spoken to you. So are you? And we talked about last week that Dill Buckley really got to know you. So let's ask some really personal questions. The loss was, I guess, in the public forum credited to you. A lot of people came and said you cost us the game.
Yeah.
I wasn't one of those people. Put my phone on silent. But how do you react with the, I guess, the constant scrutiny and commentary around the incident and what it led to?
Well, I think the only people getting into me about that, I mean, maybe some Giants supporters are upset with it. I think for the most part it was Hawks fans pretty happy with a win. And I think if the reverse had have happened to them, I think they'd be pretty unimpressed. So I understand that's obviously part of it. I also, I didn't lose us the game, as in one action never, the result of a game is, what ends up happening is, the result of a whole bunch of different instances throughout the game, and that was one that was obviously highly scrutinised and a pretty key one, but we were up by 20-something points at halftime, or about 20 points at halftime, and we just didn't respond in the third quarter, and then it was an arm wrestle in the last. So, without absolving myself of obviously having a massive impact at the end in a negative way on the result, I also don't think that the blame sits squarely on my shoulders. And again, I think the other part of it is that it's been quite contentious. I know the AFL has ticked off that they're happy with the decision, but I think in most public forums there's been a lot of debate about it. I don't think the consensus has been that's a free kick. I think most people are sort of, I don't know, it's a bit touch and go. And I suppose with the action, then you leave yourself open to it being interpreted in whatever way. But yeah, I haven't lost any sleep over single-handedly losing us the game, as again, I think some Rowdy Hawks fans have tried to suggest.
Because did you go through the comments and look or no?
Oh, like I have had a look, but
Yeah.
I also knew that they would come. As you know, I wasn't oblivious enough to think that
People aren't going to mention it.
yeah. So I sort of knew what was going to come, which is pretty funny. But again, I don't really, I don't worry too much about that because, yeah, who knows what those people who like commenting on Instagram would have done in the situation
Well,
if they somehow managed to find themselves out there.
we will forgive and forget. Let's forgive and forget. Now, I think one of the brilliant things about this platform and this show is that we have a lot of family and friends, fans that listen. And they're not shy on feedback.
No, they're certainly not. I don't think anyone is.
They're very vocal.
The thing is, it's funny, like you say, you mentioned as well, Hawthorn fans getting into me, and again, they've got every right to because they're up and about after a great win. It is funny if the shoe's on the other foot, though. Like, obviously, in this situation, again, like as an AFL footballer, someone in the public eye, and then someone doing like this as well, this is obviously a little bit more lighthearted, but we get a lot of feedback. It's just it's funny when you can see other people when the shoe's on the other foot and you get to give some feedback to them and see how they take it. It's always quite funny.
Oh, it's a great point. And I'd love to give some people feedback, but one of the common pieces of feedback we've had recently is that you and I fight or bicker too much.
Really?
Yeah.
Too much?
Too much, which...
I thought it's, for the most part, sort of almost a bit. Like it's, lighthearted and it's something that we play into.
Oh, no, I don't like you.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
No, I think we've got a nice balance.
Yeah, apparently not. Apparently we're a little bit
Apparently we
hostile.
don't. So let's try and be really nice to each other today.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay? But obviously the poem. The poem's pretty mean.
Yeah. There'll be I can already see, you won Hawthorn a game. Yeah, that sort of stuff.
No, I didn't want to go too hard because I knew you'd be upset. And
I'm not too bad. Like I said.
you're actually in better spirits than I thought. And that just speaks volume to the kind of character you are.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That felt awkward.
You know what? Let's go back to I don't like this whole nice thing. Now, before we get into some questions, red light, green light returns, which is really exciting.
We got great feedback on that. Yeah, a lot of good stuff.
That was the one positive aspect of last week's show. So green light, red light, we'll be back. But before we get into some questions and some other things, I want to talk to you about a few things. And one of those is the basketball team last week. We had Jack Buckley back on the program.
Jack
Barkley.
Jack Buckley.
Jack Buckley back on the he doesn't listen, he won't know. We had Bucks back and we picked our starting five. Performed very well, Tom. Not as well as the soccer team, but it was pretty up there.
I think the thing about the soccer thing is there's more people, like more of the boys think that they're up to the level.
Yep.
And so they felt like they should be there. Whereas the basketball is probably, there's less spots, so less people, and there's a less I suppose there's probably a more distinct starting five.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like in terms of why? Yeah, but anyway, continue. Just some thoughts.
Yeah, no, I like it. But what I will say with regards to picking the soccer team and the basketball team, I really like it. And there's something, we won't do it today, but I say we get someone, not necessarily Bucks, but someone equally opinionated and passionate as yourself. I'm not sure who that is. I just say we should get them.
I think I'm unparalleled in that space.
Maybe Riccardi.
Depends what.
He's loud. He has a lot to say.
Yeah, loud eater too.
Oh, let's address this before we get before we started the show today. I was in the cafe having a nice conversation with Harry Himmelberg, Finn Callahan, Jake Riccardi. You boys have just finished up training for the day, review, whatnot, and the boys were having a little bite to eat. I have never been so disgusted watching someone eat in my life. I don't think Ricker closed his mouth once, and that is disgusting.
And I'm really glad you bring that up because it's my number one pet peeve. I think I'm a reasonably tolerant and understanding person, but that's the one thing that, like, when something just grinds your gears and, like, you actually, like, I sometimes have to leave the room because
Makes you mad.
Yeah, no, it makes me really angry and I can't handle it. and he smacks his lips, he chews with his lips open, like his mouth open, and it does my absolute head in. Like it's. Yeah.
I don't think he closed his mouth
No,
whilst eating.
I'm telling you, don't worry. I've obviously lived with him now over a long period of time, and it's common, and it really Yeah, I can't.
I don't know.
I really can't. I can't manage it when I have to. Like I have to put the TV on in the background and have something where like I can't hear him because otherwise I just get so angry, or I have to leave the room.
I'd leave the room or put headphones on. Or something.
Yeah,
It's
like
just
I
gross.
can't. I really can't. Apparently, it's funny. I don't want to throw his dad Tony in it too much, but Ricky
Does
tells
the
us
same
funny
thing.
stuff about. Apparently, his old man, every time he has soup, every single mouthful he has of it, he slurps it. Like instead of just putting it in your mouth, he goes like.
Oh, yuck.
Like every single time. And I was like, if I heard that, I'd actually
Lose it.
lose the plot.
We should get his dad on for ASMR.
Nah,
Soup.
I don't want to hear that. Because some people as well, that's why I think I've even addressed it on this. People say for ASMR, get something and eat it up close, listen to it. I hate that. Hearing people eat and chew, I absolutely hate with a passion. And yeah, Rick is a really bad
I
one.
think it's like a
A
genuine.
really bad one.
It's a condition or a phobia or something. I've got it too. I can't stand
know.
people eat.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Oh. Anyway,
Yeah. Sort it out, Rick.
back to the basketball and soccer side. With the Olympics coming up,
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to we go through. I don't know how we structure it, but we could either pick our Olympic squad and assign them a sport, or we go through the list and tell them what sport they would be doing.
I think we should do that, or just find events and pick people for them. I like that a lot. That'll be really good.
Right, well, coming up because it starts in July.
Yeah.
But what's starting in June is the Euros.
Yep.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk Euros. What do you want to talk?
Who do you think wins?
Well, honestly, I mean, I've got to probably start this off with I'm not necessarily the absolutely most I'm not clueless, but I'm not, going to pretend I'm the biggest soccer nuff in the world. So my opinion is not necessarily worth heaps. I think England obviously have a fantastic squad, but we also obviously see a lot of English media and the way that they carry on about their own squad is always sort of overdoes it a little bit. But England obviously have a really good squad. So do France. I think their depth is unbelievable. But we did a Euro sweep actually at the club last week amongst the playing and coaching staff. And we had pick 4 and we picked Portugal, and I'm bullish on Portugal too. So I think England and I think it went England, France, and then Germany went third. Germany also having their
England went first.
Yeah, England went with the first pick. But again, it's
Wow.
yeah, I'm not necessarily saying. Well,
England
it
won't
was
win.
actually Jack Buckley's team.
England won't
Who
win.
did it? But anyway, I think England and France look really good. Germany as well, obviously having the comp in on their home deck too. But I'm bullish on Portugal. I actually am really bullish on Portugal.
I like it.
And I mean, obviously, like I said, I'm a little bit biased because I'm gonna be riding them pretty hard. But the way that also went, we got to pick all the teams. So there's obviously 24 teams at the tournament, and we got an extra pick. So we had 4 picks. Everyone started with 3, but we ended up anyway. So we have 4 picks. We picked with the 4th pick. We picked Portugal, who I'm bullish on. I think they can win. And the reality
Done it
is,
before.
and I don't think this is a really wide. I don't think there's any real clear favourites in this tournament. I think there's a bit of this is pretty wide open. So I'm really bullish on Portugal. At pick 13, Croatia was still around. Now I don't know if Croatia are going to win it, but Croatia they play for the
They're a dark
jersey.
horse.
Yeah, they are. They play hard. They're a good tournament team. I just think that they'll hold up. Them still being on the because the way the sweep works as well is that you get money for first, obviously, and second, and then last, and then there's stuff like golden boot, whatever. But so you're going to either pick a winner or you want to pick someone who sucks. So at 13, we were thinking maybe we'll pick a team that's probably going to suck. But Croatia's still on the board. We just thought they're
More than
worth a
capable.
go. They're
More
worth a
than
go.
capable.
Because even if they end up in a semi-final or something, it means that you're still interested up until that point. And again, proven obviously 2018 World Cup and the most recent World Cup too. They just find a way to go pretty well.
What's the plan for the final?
What do you mean? How
Or
we're
watching
watch
it? Yeah.
Don't know. Again, that's too far down the
It's a
track. We
while
haven't decided yet. And then with our last 2 picks, we picked, unfortunately, to our Georgian and Slovak listeners out there, we picked Georgia and Slovakia to come last. So
Could
we're
happen.
riding them.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm excited for it though as well because we're going to get Euro kits. I'm just deciding right now who do I want from Portugal. I'm what jersey do I want? Do I want Ruben Diaz? Do I want I don't know, Ronaldo would be cool.
Ronaldo's you've
It's
probably
still
got to get it while he's still around.
The other thing about it though is there's uncertainty with who starts. So I don't want
Ronaldo starts.
You sure?
Yeah. He's just
I mean,
It's the threat of Ronaldo.
yeah, I know. I kind of agree, but you never know. Anyway, there's that sort of stuff. So we're deciding. I think for Croatia, I want to get Modric. That's just class. Or maybe Josko Gvardiol.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a good one. And
Modric is pretty clean because it's also going to be his last tournament.
Yeah, and he's a beast.
He's a goat.
And then I think I also kind of want to get a Georgian kid just because I'm going to butcher, obviously, the pronunciation. But, Kvaratskhelia or whatever, who plays for Napoli.
No.
Oh, okay, well, there you go. Anyway, he's a pretty good player and plays for Georgia. So,
I like it.
Who do you think wins?
I think France wins. I think they're just too strong. I think I'd love to see Germany win.
It'd be cool. Tony Cruz, send him out.
For my boy Kai Havertz.
Oh, okay. Not Tony Cruz.
Not Tony Cruz, but yeah, I think France are too strong. William Saliba at the back, mate. It's just like
There's
having
still a bit
Sam
of
Taylor back
no,
there.
but isn't there a bit of uncertainty around? I know Saliba played the other day, but I'm not sure Deschamps loves him.
Doesn't.
Yeah,
Which
so
baffles me.
But are you sure that he's going to play Saliba?
I'm not sure these national coaches could coach at club level, mate. They've got no idea. Gary Southgate.
Gareth Southgate's a bot. Can
got-
I just say
He'll be gone at the end of the tournament.
That's England's biggest problem, though. As in, they have the
him.
talent there. It's their coach. You know who they need to do? They literally need to clear the checkbook, hand Pep the blank checkbook at the end of next year and say,
Won't
mate,
happen. Will not happen.
mate, right, put as many zeros after that one as you want and go sort us out.
No chance it happens. Because Pep will be making blokes
You don't think Pep-
change nationality to get the perfect
You don't think
team.
Pep would like to work with these boys?
Mate.
All of a sudden he gets Bellingham, he gets to work with Foden, still he gets Stonesy there. You don't think he'd like to just mix them up and
No.
get him going?
Mate, he's not that good of a manager. He just has an unlimited budget.
Oh my god, that's going to be a hot. You know what? You should clip that up because that would get
No
a
one
lot
wants
of
to hear
interaction.
my opinion, Tom. That's not going to get the clicks.
No,
People
but
want to hear you call Paul Roos a boomer.
people would hate that though. Hearing that from Pep, some people think he's the GOAT.
He's not, mate. He's got
Who's
115
the goat,
charges against him. Sir Alex Ferguson's the GOAT.
Still happy with that, as in Premier League manager or all time, just any manager. Mourinho's done some cool stuff.
The thing
The
that
Champions League with Porto's
the
pretty
conversation
impressive.
is Pep has done it everywhere he's gone.
Yeah, he has, and he's
Obviously,
done a lot
Sir
of
Alex,
it everywhere.
Sir Alex was only in the Premier League.
Yeah, but they were also winning European Cups at the same time.
Oh, they were doing
Is the thing.
phenomenal thing, and like the longevity is insane, and
Yeah.
you will never see that again. Arsene Wenger, I'm of
Come on,
No,
he
no,
is
hear
not
me
up
out.
to
Hear
this
me out.
standard. No, he's not.
you. I don't think people really appreciate.
Also, let's
him.
just hang on. Just a quick little, disclaimer on this. He is an Arsenal fan. Jack.
Everyone knows.
No,
but
they don't. I just want to make sure our listeners know you are an Arsenal fan.
No, but I'm not saying he's the best manager ever. All I'm saying was
That's the convo we're having, mate. So why are you bringing him up?
I'm saying he's in the conversation, and I'm saying he's so underappreciated for what he did to the Arsenal Football Club. He took us from Highbury to the Emirates, had zero money, and still got us in the Champions League. If I send you some of the teams that he had to put out, and they performed, he had like Nicholas Bettner up front, Shamak up front. Mate, the players wouldn't get a run at Sydney FC. He was playing them
Van
in the
Persie
Champions
up
League.
front.
Forget him, he's a snake. I hate that bloke. He's dead to me. I don't even want to hear his name ever again. There's a lot of those. Anyway, we're getting off track. I could talk about that for days. But yeah, never mention that name again. Right, should we get into some questions? Actually, wait, stop. Before we do.
Didn't you have something for me? Is that
Do.
what you had to address?
Yeah, so.
Also, one thing I also want to say, just like I hope people appreciate this, is that like when I say you've got something for me, I still don't know what this is. Like I really hope that people understand that a lot of my answers are genuinely off the cuff because I'm like asking, okay, so what have you got? And you say, I've got something for you. I'm like, okay, so what is it? And you go, I want a live reaction. So I hope people
I
just
think-
appreciate that sometimes.
Well, that just showcases how authentic this show is.
I agree, but I just want sometimes if, maybe I take a while to respond or I got to understand I'm just trying to, I'm not in damage control, but I'm heavily, sort of filtering.
No, the one thing I want to address is it's almost twofold, right? So for context, sliding doors last week with Damien Barrett
Oh, yeah.
addressed that you had only kicked 4 goals so far this season, thinks you need to add goals to your game to have a bigger impact. And which is sad because obviously we haven't played at home a whole lot in the last few months, but
Oh, yeah.
you've got one of the greatest, if not the greatest, goal celebration song in the competition.
Mm.
Not biased. Brownies is obviously up there.
Mine's better than his, but anyway.
But what I want to see with 2 home games now in a row, obviously the Power this weekend, which we encourage you all to get to, and then the Derby the following week, something that we all look forward to. I want to see an in the green room themed goal celebration.
Yeah, well, as Damien Barrett said, I'm probably gonna have to kick one first.
Yep. So that's the first challenge.
What do you want to see?
I don't know. So I don't know if it's something that I have to come up with
Yeah,
or
you should.
something.
If you're gonna bring this to the table, mate, bring me a celly.
Well, like for example, Adam Treloar and Josh Dunkley, they did the A
Yeah.
for their American Aces podcast.
What do you want
Don't
from
know
me,
if you
mate?
can really do a G, can you?
Nah, not really. It's bad.
Do you do like headphones on in the green room? Headphones, like you're wearing headphones right now. How does that look?
Would that look good? Maybe.
I reckon you could pull it off. Like,
I reckon let's make this more I suppose we have to have something right now, particularly if I'm going to do it for this weekend. We've got to have
it's got to
something.
be for this weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't happen, then we can come back to the drawing board next week.
Yeah, okay. Maybe it's...
And if your track record's anything to go by, we won't have anything
I've
this
kicked
week.
a few at home. I've kicked
You kicked one
in
round,
the
opening
opening
round.
round. I kicked one against North, which was also at home. I
Did you kick one against the Dogs?
The Dogs. No, I kicked one at Monica, also at home.
Home.
Yeah. And then what was the other one I kicked? Oh, against the Saints. They've all been at home.
Oh, so we're fine.
Yeah, I think we should be
So
fine.
the headphones are on this week.
Yeah, okay, sure.
We talk about.
You probably need to remind me because the thing is, well, like often my celebrations are me just going crazy because
You like the.
but I just I don't like it as in like, you know, I'm not thinking. I'm just like overcome with emotion. I'm like,
It also
I was about to
depends on
swear,
like.
but, oh yeah, I was just kick one like, you know what I mean?
It
Like,
also depends on like when and
yeah, well, of course, I'm
how
not going
you
to
kicked it.
celebrate if the
Like-
power are blowing us out. I'm not
yeah,
going to
don't go woo.
Yeah.
Headphones.
We'll wait and see.
All right, so the headphone celebration.
Yeah, I suppose.
You'll see it this
if I
weekend.
remember.
All right, should we get into some questions because there's some good ones again.
Yep. Let's do it.
Okay. Now, last week, I was thoroughly impressed with the questions,
They were of a high quality,
Um,
no doubt.
and I have spoken to multiple people off the show
Mm.
about the question, "What is your favorite smell?" and you mentioning walking back into your home.
Mm.
Phenomenal, Tom.
People are happy with it.
Just like
You know
it's
what's
just
funny?
something you don't appreciate.
Yeah, my mum cried.
No, did she?
Yeah, so she messaged me, said it brought her to tears, which is quite funny.
Oh, Mel.
When I say funny, I like obviously
It's not funny that your mum cried.
Yeah. I didn't have that in mind. I was just yeah. Who I want to know who you spell. Maybe that's an off-air question.
Yeah. Many people. Wow, that's really cute.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
It was
I
just
suppose,
such a good answer.
yeah. Well, it's I think it's the truth. It is a really good smell.
It's just
Particularly because, again, like I said, like obviously the best smells are ones that elicit a physical reaction out of you. And I feel like that one, you can just feel yourself go, oh. It's like a sigh of relief, a big breath out. You feel relaxed. Anyway, that's last week's business.
all right. First question from Matilda. This one is for both of you. Would you rather play for the Swans or never work or play in the AFL again? I personally don't think the Swans would take me. I think they'd take you.
I don't know. Their midfield's going pretty well.
I'll tell you what, they can't win the Brownlow because they're all taking votes off each other.
I don't know.
You look weird in red and white.
Thanks.
No, because you suit the orange so well.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I mean, I can't get around them, can I? I think I'd never play in the
retire.
AFL again. Yeah, I'd hang them up.
I think I'd move back home and live with mum and dad instead.
Enjoy that smell every day.
Oh,
Okay, hang on. You just moaned in the mic.
give
Yeah.
context.
No, okay. I hope that gets clipped up because he's just moaned in the mic.
oh. Next question. What's a good one? This is from Emily. Who do you think has been the best in the green room guest?
Ooh, good question. Bucks has been come back twice, and he's even probably opened. He's blossomed even more in his second go. So I'll say Bucks, but I reckon all the guests we've had so far have been really good. By the way, waiting for a really good guest. Currently overseas at the minute, but I think we'll have a pretty special guest come in at one point. Oh, by the way, shout out to Steele. He's been very good too.
Steely Binger was really good. Tom, outside of basketball, which Olympic sport would you most like to compete in?
Like to. I've never done pole vaulting, but pole vaulting looks really cool, and it's something that I think I'd find fun. I don't know if I don't think I'm light enough. I'm a little bit too heavy for it, but if I could pole vault, I'd really like to give that a go. Like that really appeals to me. But I feel like there's a difference. What do I think I'd maybe be best suited to? Maybe I'm going to say a decathlon, but I'd be, again, with my build, I feel like I'd specialise more in the field events.
Mm-hmm.
So, javelin and shot put and that sort of stuff. 1500 I'd be okay, but probably not compared to an Olympic level, of course. But but if I had to for my body, I think I'd say maybe a decathlon. But that's what I'm best suited to. What would I like to do the most? I'd love to give pole vaulting a go. It looks like so much fun. What do you reckon you'd do?
Swimming.
Do they have like the event where there's like they put
This is gonna be an insult, isn't it?
yeah, like people in like the cannons and shoot them.
The circus. You're an idiot, mate.
Yeah, it was a low blow.
Genuine.
All right.
Hey, let's be nice to each other this episode.
Yeah, sorry.
Jacob's small. Mate, you cost us a game on the weekend. Pipe down.
Yeah, I did.
Great question here from Lane. If Tom stopped doing the podcast, who would Jacob pick as a replacement host? We're currently in the interviewing process.
You begged hands and knees for me to come at the start of the year.
No, I did not. It was your idea.
No, it wasn't.
No, you're right. You don't have any ideas. I bring everything to the table.
That's not true.
I would say we're not fighting this week, Tom. We're getting along. I would say
The thing is, see, there's no one as interesting as me here.
there is this.
They're all losers.
That's my clip. I would say Jack Buckley has impressed me. He's really come out of his shell on the show, and I'd love to see like Stephen Cornelio or Toby Green. I don't think they'd be necessarily great hosts. Bucks would be a good host.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see.
We'll get them on soon enough, I think.
Yeah.
Toby will come on soon.
Yeah, Toby's been begging for a while, but just got to find the right time.
Busy man, of course, at the minute.
What else can we ask? A few more.
What else can we ask? The rest have too many expletives.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions that we probably can't. There's a question here, and I want to talk about the guy that's asked this question. So, what does a usual week of training look like for Tom? Right? Great question. Now, this is being asked by a man named Jack Caldwell, who is a Giants fan. He, after our discussion about Strava the last few weeks, in regards to the running I did.
Oh, yeah.
So Jack actually followed me on Strava, and I've got around Jack and I followed him back.
Yeah.
This guy, Jack, does some phenomenal like running and rides. Like,
He's a beast.
Kind of showed me up. Like it's kind of a flex.
Yeah.
So don't really appreciate it, but it's a good question, Jack. So what does a usual week look like for you, Tom?
Well, in season particularly now, so like today we've had our review day, a little run around on the oval. After this, I'm going to go and do some weights, a massage generally as well, some meetings, review meetings, that sort of stuff. And then tomorrow we'll come in, have our first main training session for the week. So we'll be out on the track doing, a normal sort of training session, which is probably about 6 or 7 Ks, I'd say, in season. And then the afternoon, again, we've got weights, line meetings, any more review if you need to, Pilates, physio, that sort of stuff. And then we have a day off. I'll generally go for a swim on my day off, though, swim of a kilometre, just because I think it's good for your aerobic capacity. And I think
Ocean or pool?
Pool. Bit cold in the ocean now, and I don't have a wetsuit. But yeah, I think that just helps keep me fit during the year. And then main training day after that, again, main training sort of session out there, maybe 5 or 6 Ks. Then weights and stuff in the arvo, any meetings if you need, whatever, a bit of touch, a bit of craft, that sort of stuff. And then day after that, we've got captain's run, which is just in here, light session, light little run around skills, a few last minute meetings, and then rest of the day off. And then day after that, we play.
Nice. Good answer. 2 more, and then we'll do some red light, green light. Emily wants to know, do you pronounce it Uno or Uno?
I think Uno for me.
It's Uno for me too.
Yeah.
Uno. It just doesn't sound right. I think that's the correct technical term.
Uno's not, obviously.
But Uno.
Yeah, number one, the number one in Italian, so
Nice.
I feel like should be the game. Anyway.
From Poland_Charlie.
Poland?
If there was one AFL game you had to put Jacob into the team for, who would it be against?
He's basically asking me who the worst team is then.
No, you could put me in against the Swans.
Why?
I'm sure they wouldn't love to. They'd love to get their hands on me.
I'd put Jacob in for throw you in the deep end. You know what? I'd throw you in for last year's prelim.
Well, then we'd probably get over the line.
I didn't say that we wouldn't. I'm just saying I'd throw you in the deep end. A bit of a baptism of fire.
I'm a good swimmer, mate. Can hold my own. All right, ready? Green light, red light.
Yep. Should we do it? Do you want me to press the button? Or?
Press it. Do you know which one it is?
No
Yellow
idea.
one. Press the yellow one. There you go. Okay, so red light, green light. I'll bring up a...
Have you been signing your own book?
No, that's Sam Taylor's autograph for his graphic last week.
Okay. It just looked a bit
Just a little
suspicious
insight
there.
into the media team.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I'm
It just
just
looked fractionally
practicing.
suspicious. You were just signing your own book.
Fan day on Saturday, mate. I'm just getting some practice in. Okay, so red light, green light. I'll bring up a subject, and we either give it the red light or the green light. Last week, we had some really positive feedback around the segment, so it's here to stay.
Yep, love that.
And as you would know, we listen to the fans, so ASMR is gone, and red light, green light is here to stay.
ASMR, I need some better suggestions from people. So that'll come back when people give me some good ones.
Okay, Tom, we'll do a few. Taking a bath.
Massive green light. I did it the day before the game on the weekend because we don't have a bath at my apartment here in Sydney, and the one at the hotel in Tasmania in Launceston had one of the rare baths that actually fit me because my legs are just a bit too long. Normally I'm out of them too much, but this was a big, deep bath. Wow, I enjoyed it. Had the speaker going in the dark. Best thing ever. I wish, one, there were more baths that fit me, and I wish I could have a bath more often than I do. I'm a big green light on them.
Wow.
What about you? Look, the thing is, though, I will say with a bath, just sorry to interrupt, is that afterwards I had to have a shower because I don't feel like I'm getting clean in there. Like I'm sort of
It's more relaxing.
Yeah, I'm sitting there to relax or whatever, and then a short shower with soap afterwards to actually wash off and properly clean myself.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I don't have them.
Mm.
We also don't have a bath.
Mm.
I'm gonna say red light.
Yeah, just say
I'm
red
gonna
light.
say red light. I just I feel gross and dirty in them.
Really?
Yeah, it's like you're just in your own sweat.
Yeah, well,
Red light.
Yeah, okay, sure, red light. Up to you, mate.
Red light.
Yep.
Reusing a tea bag.
I don't drink tea, so I really I don't know. I don't even know if is that a thing people. Some
So
people do.
you put the hot water in, obviously.
Okay, no, I get the
Get it?
concept. I get the
Okay.
concept. What I more mean is I didn't know that was a thing that people did or not.
Oh really?
Yeah, because
You've never not a tea at all.
No, really not. I didn't grow up having tea, and now even when people tea's not really for me. So I don't really know if that's a thing. But if you're a tea drinker, you let me know. Is that red light or green light to you?
I'm a green light. I do
Yeah,
it.
okay. Is that going to be niche?
It makes it a little bit weaker
Yeah.
the
You still
second
get some
time, but
enjoyment.
you still get the
I
flavour.
like it. You
Yeah.
get another run out of it too.
So I'm going to say green light.
Good on you.
Thanks, Tom. Going to the toilet with the door open.
You know what's funny? This used to be a green light for me. As in when I was a kid growing up with three younger brothers, I just didn't really care.
Both 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, just didn't care. But now I care a bit more. Sometimes now
Well, you're an adult.
yeah, but I just mean if anything, I feel like I would have just become more comfortable. Maybe as well because I live with Jake's girlfriend, Joanna. I'm probably not acceptable.
That'd be eye-opening.
Yeah, probably not acceptable. So for me, it's a red light. One I can understand, particularly if it's
If you're home alone,
oh, yeah, come on. I'm walking around the house naked. If Joanna wasn't there, we'd all walk around the house naked.
really?
Yeah, well, sometimes when she's not there, we do. I'm very comfortable being naked. I enjoy being naked, actually. I sleep naked every night. It's the best. I'm a nude person, but
There's the clip.
that's all right.
Yeah, for me, red light.
Really?
Close the door. It's disgusting.
Yeah, but what about if no one's home?
I just feel exposed, so it's red light. I just need some privacy.
Yeah, I guess.
I know. I also live with a dog, and I don't want that dog walking past.
Yeah, having a look. Yeah, the other thing is though, even I suppose if you go on a trip with your mates, I'm happy to go do a wee with the door open, but I don't necessarily need to be going about my more substantial business with the door open.
I'm not sure if we addressed this one last week, but warning other drivers that the police are ahead.
No, we didn't. This is a green light for mine. Love it. Love it. Oh, like, and I know, I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to.
I'm pretty sure it's illegal.
Yeah,
But I'm also green light.
yeah, love it.
Like,
I really when I
It's just
see
a
that
nice
come
thing to
through,
do.
and I just go, "You're just a good man, aren't you?" Like,
Yeah.
or a good woman. My apology. I sort of use that as an expression, but I understand that that's. But I appreciate that. I appreciate it when people do that a
Yeah,
lot.
so
For
do
me,
I.
it's a big green light.
Now, a few of these we've actually got from the We Mean Well pod, so a special shout out to them. They don't listen, but shout out to them.
No one listens to us.
Well, you should
That's
see the
not
numbers. Eggs Benedict.
You know what? I have never, ever, ever eaten it. I've
What?
obviously seen. No, I've just never really tried. Maybe I've tried hollandaise sauce before, but creamy sort of sauces aren't me. Like creamy pastas, I don't like. Like they're just
So
not.
red light.
Yeah, for me, I would say. Like, I mean, I suppose the fact that I've never ordered it is probably enough of an indicator. But yeah, just not really for me. But it's probably something that I should tick off at one point. What about you?
I'm a green light. I really like it.
Mm.
Haven't had it for a while, but really big fan.
Yeah. Okay.
Really big fan. All right, we'll do a few more. Strava. You wouldn't use it though.
No, I think it's. I appreciate like the idea behind it, and I think it's pretty good. I think some people, maybe Jack Corbell's one, is just use it to like their whole
Show off.
yeah, and I don't necessarily
You're
appreciate
saying
that.
it becomes a bit of a personality trait.
Yeah, when people make it a personality trait, I think you need to probably grow up a little bit. But I understand the the idea behind it, and I don't mind that.
So green light.
I'll say green light, just don't take it too far.
Yeah, I reckon I'm one of those people that take it too far. I love Strava.
Of course you are.
I love Strava. It's so fun.
Yeah, of course you are.
Yeah, so green light. All right, last one. Milk before the cereal.
That's clownery. How do you know how much milk you need?
Or
That's like
or
a
milk
red light.
before Milo as well.
Red light as well. They're both red lights.
Yeah, for me, they're red.
One thing I will say
I'm
though
actually
about
going to say cereal's a red light. I don't like it.
nah, I disagree with that one.
Do you
Cereal's
have
nice.
cereal?
I don't regularly eat it because
Body first.
yeah, but I like cereal.
Mm.
But before the one thing I will say about the Milo though as well is that I'm a big one for like I don't really like to stir my Milo that much. Like I put the Milo in first, tip the milk in, then let it come to the surface, and then I'll like eat a lot of the Milo just there. Like I'll maybe stir a tiny bit in, leave a little bit as you're going down, but like I don't like mixing it all in. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
No, I don't know why. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you have any, for those listening, if you have any green light, red light questions you'd like to ask or address, send them through and we'll ask them next week.
We certainly will.
Because it is a fun game.
It's great. I love doing it.
And I like the niche ones.
Mm.
So if you can have a think, let us know. We'll chuck it in.
I hope we get some really, really niche ones now where someone sends in things it's like a common thing, but they literally only they do it. And we're like, who the hell is doing this?
Red light.
Yeah.
Just make everyone feel bad about
yeah,
themselves.
red light. Is that even a thing anyone has like done?
All right, so we're going to move on to your segment. You got a song for me?
I do, but you should also have one too, mate.
Yeah, I'll find one. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, song of the week. Tom, what are you listening to?
Mine at the minute is it is WESPN by Sheck Wes off his 2018, I think it is 2018 album Mudboy. Everyone obviously knows his biggest song, and also off that album, Mo Bamba. Obviously quite the large song at the time, but he's also got a couple of other really good songs there. I like Chippy Chippy, and the one that I'm loving at the minute is WESPN. It's got such a clean beat. Like, it's just so nice. And he's got a little bit of a mix of, obviously Mo Bamba is quite hype and up and about. There's a little bit of that on that song, but for the most part, he's pretty relaxed and chilled. It's a great song. It's a great listen. It's a great vibe.
Like it.
What are you listening to?
You're very
Jacob?
thorough with this segment. I like it.
Yeah,
I like
well,
that. Like, you give it a bit of thought.
I certainly do. I think it's important. When I say important, though, like, I love music. Music's a big part of my life, and I feel like it is the same for a lot of people. So that's why I like, I wanted to bring it in, share music, hear what people are listening to, see maybe someone who doesn't listen to Sheck West, I'll give that a listen. Go, you know what? I quite like this song.
Okay.
Puts different things in people's rotations, and sharing good music's it's a great thing to do.
It is. Mine will be "We Stayed Up All Night" by Tourist.
All right, who's Tourist?
I actually don't know.
It's all right.
I literally know the one song. I think my friend Nick showed me a couple of years ago, and it's just one of those like It's one of those songs that you don't necessarily listen to all the time, but whenever it comes on, you don't skip.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a great
What's its sort of
driving song.
vibe?
It's like a casual. It's a good driving
Is
song.
it pop?
No, I don't think I'd say it's pop.
Indie rock?
Yeah. I can play a little bit.
Yeah, let's hear a little bit of it.
Let me just try and skip some.
What was it called again?
We Stayed Up All Night.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It is a nice song. And
Yeah,
I
like
see
it's
why
just soothing.
I want to see how many a tourist big?
Let's have a look. 1.3 million.
Monthly listeners,
Monthly
I'm having a
listeners.
look. There you go. What's their go? Like, do you know much about them?
No, that's literally the only
UK
song I know.
UK songwriter and producer William Phillips. Shout out to William Phillips. Phillips for
maybe-
North.
Wow.
No.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah, there you go. I like that. That
Cool.
does sound like a pretty good song.
All right, well, I'll listen to yours on the way home. You listen to mine.
Yeah, sounds good. You should listen to it. I'll be interested to see what you think about it.
Yeah, I genuinely will.
Mm.
Okay. Poem, and then we're done.
Yep, let's hear it.
Ready?
I'm ready to get roasted.
Now, I feel like I could have gone harder, but you've been through a bit this week. I feel like you've copped it, and
The thing is, like I've said, I can cop it though. But if you want to keep loading on,
yeah,
that's fine.
I feel like you can, and that's a good for you, but I don't necessarily want to pile on that, you know?
Fair enough.
I don't like it. I actually felt really bad for you straight after the game.
Did you actually?
I felt really bad for you, but like, what can I do?
No, you can't do anything. That's all right.
Like, yeah.
I appreciate the sympathy, but I can handle it. I'm all right. I'm a big boy.
Nice.
I'm big enough and ugly enough.
You said it. Funny enough, that's the theme of the poem. All right, ready?
Let's hear it, mate.
Tom, it's been a pleasure, but you've had your turn to speak. Now it's my turn. Let's recap the week. Saturday's loss to Hawthorn has seen our premiership push come to a halt. And I don't want to say it, but it's all Tom's fault. The loss meant the best meme I'd ever created had to go unseen. And for that, you can all thank my guy, Tom Green. We finished the game asking, well, what if? In all honesty, Tom, we all know that call was pretty stiff. Last week, Damien Barrett wrote his latest sliding doors. He brought attention to the fact that Tom hardly ever scores. There's no doubt, Tom, your goal song's a hit. Too bad for our fans, they never get to sing it. Christian Petrarca broke 4 ribs, punctured a lung, and his legacy grew. Even with all those injuries, he still had a bigger impact than you. But it's a new week, Tom.
I don't think that's fair. But
Let's not get sour. We're finally back at home as we host the Power. Ken and the Power, no doubt that'll be tough. It's time to prove that we are enough. We better win, Tom, and I'll give you a reason. These next 2 weeks will define our season. The Sydney Derby next week is a game I'd rather not lose. If we do, we'll be sure to hear from our old friend Paul Ruse. So bring on the Power. It's good to be back. Let's win in front of the Orange Army and get our season back on track. Thank you. Thank you very much.
nice work, Jacob. I'll keep this one short and sharp. 7, pretty good.
It's just such a standard score.
I've never given you a 7 before, I don't think.
You say we're 15 episodes in. You've got to give me a 7 at some point. It's a lot of poems.
Well, you get a 7 this one. Pretty good. Had a good go at me. Yeah. No, it's pretty good.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Not much else for you, really.
I feel like we've been pretty good to each other this episode.
We've been mostly, yeah, we have been. I had to throw a little dig in there, but
Yeah,
couldn't help myself, unfortunately.
that's fine. I'll come back harder. We know how it works.
Yeah, well, you had the poem, so.
Yeah, I had the poem and I'll obviously clip. You know what I might clip is when, I don't know who do you call a loser?
All the boys.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clip Tom, how do you react to the umpiring decision last week?
No, don't do
Oh,
that.
they're all losers.
No, don't do that.
Could be pretty funny.
No, it couldn't be because I've been very diplomatic and.
No, that's why it'd be hilarious for me
Yeah,
to just put
but it wouldn't.
all to waste. No, I don't know what I'll clip. I'm thinking the smell thing. I really like it.
Yeah, do that. That's all right. I'm happy with that. I can help fool people that I'm actually a really nice, wholesome guy.
Is Mel gonna mind that we've promoted She's Cried?
No, I don't think she'll care at all. I think if anything, she'll be happy with a shout out.
Nice. All right, well, we'll clip it for Mel.
Sounds good.
All right, Tom. Well, it's been a pleasure. Good luck against the Power.
Thank you very much.
It's a big week.
It is.
Big
It's good to be home.
Fan day Saturday,
Exciting.
and then game Sunday,
Yep.
and then Josh is back in town this week as well.
Yes, he is. It'd be good to see him. My brother Josh, who plays for Port Melbourne, he's playing against our VFL side. So, unfortunately for him, I hope he has 50 possessions and kicks 5 goals, and I hope the Giants win.
Nice. And family dinner planned for Saturday?
I think there might be actually, yeah.
Nice.
Which would be nice. I'll go see them, and yeah, it'll be good. Good to have the family in town, which would be exciting. It's a good weekend. What about yourself?
Yeah, similar. Family in town.
Nice.
All coming up to support the Giants.
How good.
So
Go the Gainers.
Go the Gainers. It's a big contingent coming. Well, yeah, enjoy the week, Tom.
Oh, Tom's in town too then.
Yep, there's his weekly shout out.
Yeah. How does he get one every week?
You said it. I didn't say
Yeah,
nothing.
no, I know. I'm just saying, how does he get one every week?
But I'm excited for next week too. I'm really excited for next week.
He's on the Swans.
Derby week.
Of course you are.
Oh, we're going to have some fun.
You. Yeah,
stay tuned. Tom, it's been a pleasure. Do you want to give your little
I will.
ending?
Thank you very much again for another fantastic week, Jacob. Thank you to all our In the Green Room listeners. We absolutely love all your contributions. We'd be absolutely nothing without you. Make sure you keep sending us to your family and friends. Make sure you keep sending in your questions and your feedback. As you can see, we're big and ugly enough, both of us, to take it. Yeah, make sure you keep listening to us on all streaming platforms and watching us on YouTube. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.